Dawn stayed focused on carrying out her revenge scheme against Joe this week. She had secretly planned to ruin him after learning about the damage he had caused, including blackmailing Victoria, setting Moira up, and destroying Holly's memorial tree. Her intention was to secure access to Joe's fortune before walking away from him for good. However, Dawn underestimated just how clever Joe could be, failing to notice that his recent behavior had changed because he already suspected her betrayal. Graham believed, much like everyone else, that Joe would respond with cruelty and revenge once he uncovered Dawn's actions. Instead, Joe shocked everyone with a completely different reaction. Rather than becoming aggressive, Joe started treating Dawn with unusual kindness and care. He wanted to prove that he was capable of changing and could finally prioritize his loved ones instead of himself. Deep down, Joe truly cared about Dawn and feared pushing her into leaving him forever. Dawn nearly made the decision to leave the village behind, but she hesitated after Joe hinted that there were still secrets about his past she didn't yet know. Back at home farm, Joe admitted that he partly blamed himself for the death of Dawn's father, Will. He confessed that the pressure and stress he caused at the time may have contributed to Will's fatal heart attack in 2024. Although the official ruling confirmed natural causes, Joe believed his manipulation had played a role in worsening the situation. Hearing this confession left Dawn horrified as she stood staring at him in disbelief. Joe became emotional and desperately pleaded with her not to leave, promising he would do whatever it took to fix the damage he had caused. Dawn later spent time away from home farm thinking carefully about her future. She recognized that whenever Joe showed vulnerability, his emotions seemed genuine. That honesty had convinced her to stay before, and once again, it stopped her from walking away. Eventually, Dawn returned home and agreed to give their relationship another chance. She warned Joe that things could only work if his feud with the Dingles ended immediately. She also made it clear that another lie would completely destroy their future together. Still, deception comes naturally to Joe, raising doubts about whether he can truly change for the long term. With Olivia Bromley set to leave the soap later this year, it seems unlikely that Dawn and Joe's story will end happily ever after. Emmerdale viewers have come up with a shocking new theory about Dr. Todd, and if it turned out to be true, it could completely change the storyline. Fan theories are often easy to dismiss, especially when they involve dramatic twists, secret relatives, or characters returning from the dead. Still, every now and then, one appears online that is so bizarre and entertaining it becomes impossible to ignore. One of the biggest talking points among fans right now is the ongoing workplace bullying storyline involving Jacob at Houghton General. Since beginning his medical placement, Jacob's confidence and passion for learning have been steadily crushed by Dr. Todd, who has continually targeted and humiliated him. Her treatment of him eventually became so extreme that it extended beyond the hospital. Dr. Todd even moved close to Jacob, and her relentless behavior ultimately pushed him into reporting her to HR, leading to her early retirement. Despite their bitter feud, there was one surprising moment where Dr. Todd briefly showed a softer side. During an emotional conversation, she spoke about her father, a former surgeon now living with dementia, and also referenced a wife viewers had never previously heard about. Although she later returned to manipulating others, including blackmailing Charity Dingle, the mention of her mysterious partner immediately sparked speculation among fans online. The theory gained momentum after a conversation involving Kerry and Manpreet. While discussing Jacob's difficult past, Manpreet accidentally revealed details about how Jacob had been groomed as a teenager by his former teacher, Maya Stepney. Dr. Todd appeared particularly interested in this revelation. Soon afterwards, one fan suggested on social media that Dr. Todd's unnamed wife could actually be Maya herself. According to the theory, this could explain Todd's intense fixation on destroying Jacob's life. The fan argued that all the clues seemed to be pointing in that direction and that the symbolism would be huge. Maya was last seen years ago when she received a prison sentence for grooming Jacob. After serving time, she later abandoned a baby outside David and Jacob's home before disappearing. In theory, enough time has passed for her to have built a completely new life off-screen, potentially even marrying Dr. Todd. Some viewers also questioned why the show introduced Todd's sexuality and mentioned her wife at all if the character was not important to the plot. Others pointed out her connection to Vanessa and Charity, suggesting it may not be a coincidence. Still, many fans believe the idea is far too extreme, especially for a storyline centered around workplace bullying. Several viewers argued that linking Todd to Maya would undermine the realism and seriousness of Jacob's ordeal. Others felt Maya's return would serve little purpose now that many of the characters connected to her are no longer in the village. However, there are still a few possible links remaining in the Dales, including Liam, who once had a relationship with Maya and would undoubtedly react strongly if she returned. While some viewers admitted the theory sounded ridiculous at first, others confessed they could still imagine Emmerdale attempting such an outrageous twist. Realistically, though, the simplest explanation may be the correct one. Dr. Todd could simply be an insecure and manipulative bully taking out her frustrations on vulnerable students in a high-pressure environment. That grounded and believable approach is likely what makes the storyline resonate so strongly with viewers. Even so, soap fans know better than anyone that unexpected twists can happen at any moment, especially in Emmerdale. Emmerdale producers have opened up about an upcoming storyline involving Kammy that will shine a light on the issue of hidden homelessness. The soap aims to challenge viewers' assumptions about what homelessness can actually look like. Kammy, who has become well-liked within the village community, appears to have his life together on the surface. He has a steady job, friendships, and is starting a new romance. However, viewers will soon discover that he has secretly been living without a permanent home and has been sleeping rough. Producer Sophie Roper explained that the storyline is designed to highlight a side of homelessness that is often overlooked. She said many people can be struggling behind closed doors while still managing to work, maintain relationships, and present themselves as though everything is fine. According to Roper, the show wanted to explore how quickly someone's circumstances can change and encourage audiences to rethink their understanding of homelessness. She also stressed that appearances can be deceiving and that people may be hiding serious difficulties from those around them. To ensure the story is portrayed realistically, the ITV soap has worked closely with organizations including the Salvation Army. The plot will begin to take center stage next week, when Kammy becomes the main suspect in the mystery farm fire storyline. After Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle catch him carrying a petrol can and lighter, they immediately fear the worst. For Kammy, the accusation stirs up painful memories and emotional trauma from his past. Actor Shebs Mia explained that Kammy feels trapped, ashamed, and angry as suspicion spreads through the village. He described the character as someone who has already endured a difficult life, making the accusations especially upsetting because nobody seems willing to believe his side of the story. As the storyline develops, viewers will eventually see Kammy secretly sleeping at the farm. Maya admitted he was initially surprised by the twist because Kammy always appears well presented and organized. However, after speaking with homelessness charities, he realized that hidden homelessness is far more common than many people imagine. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weekday evening at 8 p.m, while episodes are also available to watch from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.